hold up, I am on my way, I'm in motion. Let's go to the ocean. Yeah, let's go outside. We can hang out on the beach without freezing. Yeah, isn't that amazing?
Welcome to Crafty Beach. This is Julie. Today I put together 15 of my favorite patriotic Dollar Tree DIYs for the 4th of July, so hopefully you'll get lots of crafting inspiration in today's video. And this first one, using this wood tray and these wood dowels from Dollar Tree, is probably my most popular DIY I've ever made. What we're going to do is make a really cute little red wagon with these for the 4th of July and fill it up with fireworks. So this is what we're using. I'm going to use some popsicle sticks, some wood dowels, the wood tray from Dollar Tree, and one of these little dump trucks from the toy aisle at Dollar Tree. Basically, anything that has wheels like that is going to work, I think. And this is going to turn into the wagon. Now, I want to fill up the handle holes on these because, of course, a wagon's not going to have holes there. So I'm going to use some of those wood dominoes from Dollar Tree. I've had trouble finding these lately, but, you know, one of my viewers actually used masking tape over the holes and painted that, and it held up well. So that is always an option, but I use just dominoes just to kind of close that up. Then on the other side, I use Dollar Tree spackle to fill up the opening. I wanted it nice and smooth. And then we can start constructing this little red wagon. This was so much fun to make. I've made a lot of vehicles. I've made school buses and trucks and stuff like that, but I think the little red wagon is probably one of my favorites. So we're going to do the same thing here on the other side. And all the pieces, I'm going to be using like the dowels to make little axles for the tires to go underneath, and popsicle sticks to help make a handle. So I'm just going to paint these black. I'm going to need 3 of the dowels and a couple of the popsicle sticks. I thought I was going to need to use a little wood block too, but I ended up using something else for that. But we're just going to go in and give these a coat of black paint. That way they will kind of match in with the tires that we're going to add to our little red wagon. And you know, just recently I was able to find larger dowels at the Dollar Tree as well. Have you guys found those yet? I was really excited. It was at a bigger Dollar Tree I was at, but I love getting dowels at the Dollar Tree. It's a great value. Now, here is, this guy is going to donate his tires to our little red wagon. So, some of them are really easy to pop off, as you can see, and some of them want to fight you. So, I found that the front 2 kind of popped off easy. The back 2 I kind of had to force. You might need to put something in there to get a little leverage to get that off. I tried like kind of squeezing the axles, but this did require a little bit of work, but I did get them to pop off and all in one piece. So I was thinking that the wood dowels from the Dollar Tree would fit perfectly into those as little axles. And so this is not only going to be a little red wagon that has tires, it's actually going to work. You're going to be able to roll it. Now, it has to be red, right? So I'm painting it all over with crimson chalk paint, just a bright red color. It can be acrylic if that is what you have, but I just went all over the inside to make it look like a little red wagon, and we're going to go all over the outside, including the bottom, just to make sure that it looks all red. So that worked really well. I got really good coverage with that because it was chalk paint. But I am going to touch up any areas that might need it. Now, here is to building it. Now, as you can see, you can just pop the little tires on the end of the dowel to make wheels. We're going to do that for both sides. The dowels are the perfect length. I didn't need to cut them or anything, which is great. And I'm just going to attach them to the bottom of our tray with hot glue. So one about there and one about here. Now, the tires are on there, but of course the tires would fall off if I left it just like that. So I am going to secure them a little bit so they will stay put, but I don't want to secure them so hard that they won't be able to function. So I thought these little tiny rubber bands from the Dollar Tree would be just about perfect. I'm just using the black ones. These are from, I think, like the hair supply. You get a million of these little rubber bands. And what I'm doing is I'm just wrapping it around several times on the dowel, but not right up against it so that they can still turn easily. It's going to kind of act like, you know, a pin, like on sometimes when you have a tire on something like this, just to keep them on there, but to not interfere with the function. So I did that on all 4 tires, and testing it out, it seems like it works well. Now we just need to finish construction. I thought we could use popsicle sticks to make like this little part at the front of the wagon. Not really sure what that's called, but then I could attach like a black dowel to that to make a little wagon handle. So I hot glue the 2 black painted popsicle sticks together. I cut them down a little bit so they would fit, and then I just hot glue that to the bottom of our wagon. Now I decided that a popsicle stick might work better than that bigger little block for a handle, and so that's what I do. I just cut straight down a piece of that black popsicle stick to make a handle, and I like that a little bit better. So I just attached the handle to the popsicle sticks down here with some hot glue and let that dry. And then we can go back and attach the handle, which was just the popsicle stick, right here to the top of the dowel. And it's really starting to look like a little red wagon, isn't it? It's super cute. I had so much fun putting this together. Now, I thought it really needed the final touch, which was a radio flyer logo on the side. So I just went on Google and I found a radio flyer logo, and then I brought that into my Cricut design space and just cut that out with white vinyl, and just trying to weed that out, trying to keep it all in one piece. I can't really, it's a licensed logo, so I can't really share that file, but that's how I made mine. You could always just paint radio flyer on there as well, but I kind of wanted mine to look a little bit more authentic. And so I'm just going to go ahead and attach that white vinyl to both sides with a little radio flyer logo. And I think that really seals the deal in this DIY. And I think I was just using Dollar Tree white vinyl on that. So I was having a few issues with that. You might want to use a little bit better vinyl. And I think it's looking really cute so far. What do you guys think? I love that it still works. But now it's time for fireworks. I thought these coin wrappers from the Dollar Tree and some of this paper pennant banner with the red and white and the blue and white stars would be perfect little firecrackers. So what I want to do is cut one of these little paper pennants down to size where I can roll up the coin wrapper and make a little firework out of it. I thought that would be just about the right size. They're kind of made out of cardboard, so it's going to add a little rigidity to it. I think it's going to help it stay put. So I just use a glue stick on the inside of that, and I am just going to glue that all around the coin wrapper, wrapping it with a red and white star pattern like that. Now I thought I needed to find a way to cover like the ends of it with a circle, and I do have scrap pieces now, so I am just going to try to sketch that out to see how big of a circle I need to cover the ends of it. Now one of these ends has that like folded part that keeps the coins in when you put the coins in the coin wrapper, and that at least gives you something to glue to. The other side is a little bit more challenging to get that to stick, but I'm trying to cut that down to size and make that work. Then I punch a hole right in the middle with a hole puncher, and then I'm just taking some Dollar Tree twine. I knot it and then pull it through to make a little wick for my firecracker. And I didn't know if I could get it to stick with just my glue stick, so I did use a little bit of hot glue to get that to stick on there. So that side's a little bit more challenging because it doesn't have that little rolled part at the end of the coin wrapper, but I think it still turned out really cute for a little firecracker. Now the first one was kind of an experiment, so I do get way more productive with these because I want to fill my entire little red wagon with a firecracker. So I thought we could try to do the same thing here with a blue one. Just cutting down like a rectangular piece large enough to cover the entire thing. Cover it with a glue stick and wrap that around our coin wrapper. And then use the scrap pieces and cutting 2 at a time, you can cut out the circles for the top and the bottom. And again, we're just going to glue this one on. It kind of works with a glue stick. It's still a little bit challenging. And then hole puncher, twine, knotted, pull it through for a little wick. And this one I'm trying to use a glue stick to attach that as well. And that one turned out a little bit better, so I think we can just streamline this. I cut down a whole bunch more of those red and white and blue and white star banners to the same size so we could kind of bulk roll these. So I'm just taking them, covering them with my glue stick and rolling the coin wrappers up to give me a lot of firecrackers. Now I did kind of, I'm just knotting all of my wicks too, kind of doing a pre-cut, and I punched holes in all kinds of lids. And at this point I decided just to cover the tops of them just because I was having trouble with the other end of the coin wrappers, and I kind of gave up on covering both ends, but you can do it if you have the patience. And I think that looks so festive and cute. I made this like 3 years ago, maybe, on my channel, and I still use it. I use it for other seasons too, because the radio flyer wagon works great, especially for summer displays, but I think it turned out really cute. I know a lot of you guys have recreated this one, and if you do, be sure to share it over on our Facebook page. I love seeing it when you guys make my DIYs. Hey guys, are you enjoying today's video so far? If you are, don't forget to hit that like button. It always helps my YouTube videos do a little bit better. I love these wooden rulers from the Dollar Tree. They're great for making stuff. Now, you could use these wood rulers. You could also use some of the craft wood from the Dollar Tree. But I'm thinking these would be cheaper because you get 2 of them for $1.25, right? So all you have to do is peel off the little plastic stickers on these, and you get a great piece of wood. It does have a hole in it, which I don't really want these to have holes in them, so I will show you how we kind of get rid of that. But I thought we could just put these rulers together and make a really simple ruler flag for the 4th of July. They were kind of red and blue already, right? And at first I thought, you know, with the holes, I would just like alternate like the holes on the left and the right. But then I decided that I really didn't want any holes in my flag at all. So I end up not using that, but just trying to figure out exactly how many of these I want to use. And I want it to look, you know, rectangular like a flag. So I don't want to use too many and make it look square shaped. So I'm thinking that's going to work, which is a total of 6. And I just flip them all over the same way. I can just go in and fill the holes up. Now for the back of them, to brace them, I'm just going to use some jumbo popsicle sticks. They have a little ridge that kind of sticks up on the front in between the 2 stickers. And I'm actually going to make that the back, so the front of it will be flat. So I just hot glue a jumbo popsicle stick on each side to make 2 easy little braces, and these were just the right size. Then for a little bit of stability, I do add another one right there in the middle. And we have a super cute little ruler flag. Now you could paint those before you put it together, but I kind of wanted to build mine first and then paint the flag design on there. But this is me just filling up all of those holes with a little bit of spackle. thought that was probably the best solution, and I did put a popsicle stick back there, so I kind of have a back, so I have an area that I can fill up with the spackle. Now I'm just going to start using some painter's tape to kind of block off the top square here where I can do like the star part of the American flag. Super easy. And I'm just going to use some chalk paint in the color of ocean, kind of a traditional blue color, not too navy, a little bit brighter. And we're just going to paint that square right up there blue. And then we can go back and add some stars to that. Once I get that all painted and dry, then we can start working on the stripes. All I'm going to have to do is use some painter's tape and tape this off, and we can have some cute little flag stripes on this. So you know what? You can kind of make a flag out of anything. I love the idea of using rulers. It's really fun. I'm just going to tape right over the blue area that we painted before to protect that. Here on the bottom and on the side. Now I wanted to have white and red stripes, so I just go over the whole thing first with some ivory to give a nice ivory background, and that's also going to serve as our white stripes on there. So kind of just going all over with that. Give it a quick dry, and then we can kind of start marking it off with some painter's tape to give it some stripes. You can make your flag accurate with the right amount of stars and stripes, but you can also kind of just do your own thing, like I'm doing here, just to make it work. So I went over mine first with some white paint and then red. That way if I had any bleeding, you know, it would bleed white and not necessarily red. And that worked pretty well. I was able to get some nice crisp lines here when I remove all the painter's tape. Super quick, easy little flag. Now we just need stars. You can always use your Cricut for this. I'm just going to use a white paint pen and go in there and just start drawing stars on there. I just want something kind of sweet and cute for the 4th of July. And I do want them to be kind of like staggered like they are on a flag. So I kind of space them out like that. I can fit about 5 across, and then I just kind of put a star in between each one. So it's going to go like 5 stars, 4 stars, 5 stars, 4 stars, all the way down until we fill it in. And a star is a pretty easy shape. You just draw a star on. It pretty much fills it all in if you're using a thick enough paint pen like that. And I think it's looking really cute. Now I kind of just wanted to stress it. You know me. I'm going to use some Antique Wax by Waverly and a chunky brush. And I kind of go in from the sides. Then I'm going to distress all over just a little bit. I just kind of want it to look old and weathered and worn. I love that look. One of y'all commented the other day that you do not like the distressing, and sorry, Charlie, I love it. So I am just wiping off any of the excess with a baby wipe. Just gives it so much character, I think. And now it's time to make a hanger. I'm just going to use some twine. We are going to flip it over, but first probably should make sure that it's dry. And then I'm just going to tie some knots in the twine and use my staple gun to staple that to the back. I think I have enough thickness there between the popsicle stick and the ruler to staple that on for an easy hanger. And that's all there is to it. We have a Dollar Tree wood ruler flag. Super easy DIY and really fun to put together. You could display it hanging like this. You could make this like a leaner sign. You could even put a base on the bottom to kind of make it stand by itself. But I think it's going to go with any of your 4th of July decor, whether you do a stylized like coastal version like I do or just Americana. Okay, this is going to be a fun one. I'm going to use one of those little America Patriotic yardsticks of the gnome from the Dollar Tree and 2 of these little bamboo cutting boards. Now, it looks like he's singing to me, so I was thinking, you know, he's singing America, America. I can see him singing it, right? And so I thought we would make this look like a little songbook, where it is like an open book that you can read like a song out of with him singing over on one side is kind of what I was thinking. And so I just took the stake off the back of this thing, and I'm just trying to get rid of any tabs or anything back there that is going to make it like not lay great. But I really don't want to leave like any sharp edges or anything like that. But he's just about the right size for one of these bamboo cutting boards. And I want it to be kind of like that. Now, I didn't have any hinges or anything like that or any kind of bracket to secure it like that. So you'll see I display it like that, but I don't really actually attach them together. Now, I went on my Cricut and then I found the words to this song, America the Beautiful, and then I cut that out with my Cricut to go on the other side. And I'm gonna do like a combination of red and white with vinyl on this. Not 100% sure if I saved this on Cricut. I will check. If I did, I will share that Cricut file as well. But I just went and got like the verses to the song that you would sing after America, America. And I cut those out. I did it like a cursive font. I did white on all the words. And it's just a matter of weeding that out. I'm using my favorite paper transfer paper for this. I get that on Amazon, and I have that listed in my Amazon shop below. I love it. And we're just going to go ahead and put the vinyl straight on the cutting board. Just trying to make sure everything is staying down. We got a lot of letters there. Kind of down here so that I can do like America, America on top. And that looks pretty good. Just fold this down and peel it off. And make sure all of our vinyl stayed down. I was kind of using some cheaper vinyl on this. So it's not the best, but I think we've about got it. Now for the America, America part at the top, I actually cut that out with like 2 different colors, where there'll be an outline behind one. So I'm going to use clear transfer paper for this one so that I can line it up just so. I'm going to weed out like the white background and then just sit like my red letters on top of it. See how that really makes that pop when you add the 2 layers of vinyl together? And then we're going to put that on the top of the song. And that's totally what I see, that cute little patriotic gnome is singing America the Beautiful. So I thought this would be really cute to display together. So just pulling off the transfer paper. And it's definitely the way to go is to line it up like that before. I did lose 1 dot, but no big deal. I'm just going to cut a new one. Those periods and punctuations with vinyl can be a pain in the neck, but we got it. Super cute. Now I just kind of want to display this with the little gnome. And again, I didn't have a hinge and I could not find anything that was going to work. And so I just kind of have 2 signs and I display them together is what I ended up doing. I was worried the metal would not stick too well with hot glue. So I do use a combination of E6000 and hot glue to secure him down, because metal can be a little bit finicky with that. But be careful because the metal definitely gets hot if you were going to glue that. But they have some really cute little gnomes and the yard stakes. And this is just one idea of how you can use them to make a decoration. Now, I was trying to determine how I could possibly stand them up like that, and I decided just to do like a wood block on the back of both of them to make a simple stand, and then I'll just display them like they're an open songbook. The only thing I could come up with. These are the little Jenga blocks from Five Below. You know, I might be too late to get these this year. Every year I get these at Five Below. I think they went up a few dollars last year, but it is a great deal. You get a huge box of wood blocks. So I just glue those onto the back. And again, we'll just stand them like that. And I thought this was super cute, very patriotic. I love personalizing stuff with like Cricut vinyl. And I just checked my Cricut file, and I do not have this file. I think I had just got my Cricut machine, and I didn't really realize how you could save projects or convert it into SVGs yet, but pretty easy to recreate if you want to make the same. Hey guys, have you joined my private Facebook group yet? I have it linked in the description below. I would love to see what you're making. You can find out when I post new content here on YouTube. I also have a Facebook page, an Instagram, a TikTok, and a Pinterest. My handle on everything is Crafty Beach on YouTube, and I would love to see you over there. Okay, this DIY, I wanted to do kind of like a rag flag. And so I picked up one of these red pillowcases from the Dollar Tree, and I want to like rip it into like little strips of red that can be stripes for a flag. Kind of wanted this to look very rustic, very kind of old Americana feel. So I'm cutting the pillowcase open. I do leave like the end of the pillowcase with like a seam on it, so that I will have something to hang it with in the end here. See how there is like a seam there at the end? And I just cut like an inch, and then I just tear it all the way up. It's going to give me like that frayed appearance like that, which is what I want. So I just start cutting strips like that all the way across, and then we're just going to tear like the red strips. And this worked really well. Now, I tried to go in and do this with the white pillowcase from the Dollar Tree as well, the white satin one, and it would not rip at all. So I ended up having to use something else for the white stripes, but this red pillowcase from the Dollar Tree totally worked for this. And this is just the one that says like polyester. And I know it like kind of looks like a hot mess right now because it's got like strings everywhere. I will clean it up a little bit, but that was kind of the look I was going for with this. And I'm just going to skip the white part because it was a mess, but I decided to use just some of the white craft fabric from Dollar Tree and see if we can get something similar. It's not as long as the pillowcase, so it's not as big of a project as I was planning, but again, the white pillowcase just would not rip, the satin one. But the craft fabric from the Dollar Tree, this one totally worked. Lots of strings, but that's okay. I still get like the frayed edges that I was going for. So I'm kind of looking to see how much shorter it is. And then I'm going to have to trim the red stripes down to be the same length as the white ones. Now what I want to do is like I wanted to hang red strips, white strips, like off of a dowel to hang down to look like the stripes up an American flag, and then do something fun in fabric for the star part as well. And it's still going to work. It's just going to be a little bit shorter and kind of two different kinds of fabric. But up next, I am just going to start kind of sorting them by color, kind of cleaning up some of the white string on the white ones, which was easy enough to pull off. I mean, I do like the frayed appearance, but I don't want just outright strings like that. I like the way that the pillowcase turned out a lot better than the craft fabric. So just kind of cleaning those all up, separating them by color. The other thing is the pillowcases had the little seam at the top, which I was going to use to make a hanger for the dowel. And this is the dowel I'm going to use. It is one of those hot dog sticks that they have in the summer at Dollar Tree. And since I can't hang the white ones now, I can only hang the red ones, but that's okay because I have plenty of red ones. So I think I have enough red ones that will go all the way across my flag. So I just start stringing those on the little dowel, kind of like a curtain rod, right? Kind of next to each other like that. And then I thought we could just put like the white that we ripped on top of them to kind of do the white stripes to be mixed in with the red. And I just cut down my little hot dog stick because it was a little sharp there on the edge. And also tied it off with twine. And bringing that on the other side, tying that too, kind of off. It was so big, I was having a hard time keeping this all in shot. That way everything will stay on there. It's also going to work as a hanger. And this is what I was thinking. I could still make it. I could just kind of do like my white stripes directly right on top. And then have just a plain red one hang down in between each one, kind of like that. So, hey, we made it work, right? It was a fun idea. I was thinking I wanted to do something a little bit out of my comfort zone on this one. So sometimes you just got to experiment, right? So all I'm doing, it's kind of off camera again. I am just hot gluing that white strip to the top right there at the seam. So it will hang down right on top of the red one. And this is a fun DIY to hang outside. It looks cool when it blows around like in the wind. Or you could also just hang it on your wall. Just trying to make sure it is kind of cleaned up a little bit. Everything's hanging right. Now this is what I thought we could try to use for the star part. It's not like a traditional star pattern that you would see on a flag, but it's the right color, right? And it's got stars on it, so I think it might work. But I kind of want it to look ripped as well. So I cut it and then rip each side to make this look nice and frayed as well. So it'll kind of go with the vibe of the rest of the flag. And just trying to get it down into like a little square shape here where it will fit. And whenever if you hang a United States flag vertically like this, you still want the blue star part to be on the left. So that's what I'm doing. I found that you could see through this. And so I'm taking some more of that white craft fabric that we used for the stripes. And I basically just made a lining, hot gluing that to the inside of it just to make it a little bit less see-through. So you can't see the stripes through it. And then I'm just going to glue that up on the dowel as well. And it can kind of hang down like that. Just kind of tagging it down to a couple of stripes. And then I cut the hot dog stick down to size. And there is like our little rag American flag. And I just tie off a hanger. I think this is about ready to go. I did not really like all of the frayed edges at the top, so I thought I would finish it off with a couple of other little things like some burlap ribbon, maybe some rope. And I cut it so it would kind of look like it was frayed as well. And then I'm just going to wrap the finished part around the top just to kind of give it a finished edge up here. And I am using hot glue for this. I know you can kind of see that through the burlap ribbon, but I'm also going to use a little rope on there as well. I just wanted all of the different kinds of textures. However, I can make this look even more rustic than it already does. And so this is just Dollar Tree rope. And I'm going to put that across the burlap as well to give me a little finished edge there. And I just attached that with hot glue. And our little experimental rag American flag is complete.
And this was definitely kind of an experiment, but I like how it turned out. It's very like shabby chic, and I kind of like the rag feel of it. It's definitely something different than what I normally make for a 4th of July, but I'm always looking for like really creative ways to make a flag and using items from the Dollar Tree like that. It would have been a little bit easier if I could have used the pillowcases for both, but I was able to make it work in the end, and it kind of turned out pretty cool. Okay, the next DIY, we're going to try to dupe this really cute sign from Kirkland's, Let Freedom Ring. And I picked up a chalkboard from the Target dollar spot for $5. It's a large framed chalkboard. They do have these now at Dollar Tree Plus. I think it's even the same price, $5. But I got mine at the Target dollar spot, and I thought it would be perfect to try to recreate that sign from Kirkland's. It's just about the right size. It's got like the black background. All I have to do is try to figure out a way to change the frame.
So to make it look wood, I'm just going over all of the white on the Target dollar spot sign. And I'm just going over it with Antique Wax by Waverly. And when you work in one direction, it gives you like that faux wood grain. It's really easy to make paint look like wood grain. So I did tape it off to kind of protect my chalkboard, and then just went all around staining it a little bit. And we're just gonna do another coat just to make it a little bit deeper stain, because I thought it was still a little bit light, kind of more like our inspiration piece from Kirkland's. Now, it's funny, we don't have a Kirkland's really close to us, so I've never really been in one, but I do use their website sometimes for inspiration because they have really cute decor items that I like to dupe. I never buy anything there, but I love to dupe their ideas. So I'm going to give that a good dry, and then I'm going to go in Cricut Design Space and put in a black box for our image, and then I'm going to go in and try to find fonts that look similar to theirs. Theirs said Let Freedom Ring, and so I kind of play around with fonts and sizes and try to get like that same appearance that they had. And I did save this Cricut file, so I will share this Cricut file in the description below if you would like to create one for yourself. Now on this one, we're not using a stencil. We're just going to cut out vinyl with this one. So it's going to be a little bit easier. And I thought I would test some of the white vinyl from Dollar Tree. I can say that I'm not a big fan, but I wanted to try it out. So this was my trial. So I sent that design to my Cricut, and I'm cutting that out, and then we can attach that to our little chalkboard. And this actually is a real chalkboard, so it's kind of cool. And here is our vinyl. Now, that is my biggest problem right there with Dollar Tree vinyl, is that the backing sticks to my Cricut mats. I have a terrible time with that, and it kind of really messes up my mats. But I'm going to use some of that paper, transfer paper that I love, and we're just going to make this come over. And the white vinyl itself cut really well, and I think it looks great. I think I did a really good job of matching kind of the style of writing that they had on there, the font, and mine says Let Freedom Ring as well. Now, theirs had like wood beads and a star strung across the front, so I thought we could try to recreate the same thing. I got some wood stars from Dollar General, but you can get these pretty much anywhere. I've gotten them at Dollar Tree, I've gotten them at Walmart. And I'm just going to paint this bright red, a crimson color, for the big red star for the front of the chalkboard. And then I'm also going to stain some Amazon wood beads, or paint some Amazon wood beads, some colors like theirs that they had on their inspiration piece. Now, Dollar Tree now has wood beads, and a lot of times you can get them already painted, so that's going to save you a step. Now, I like to use like skewers to paint mine. I find it a little bit easier to kind of keep a hold of them like that. And I'm just going to go paint 4 of the wood beads, that same color of red that I used on the star. And then I am going to do gold. I kind of have a metallic gold acrylic paint, and that's what we're going to paint the other 4. And I do find, you know, they don't stick on there perfectly on those skewers from the Dollar Tree, but it's good because you kind of need to be able to move them around a little bit to get in between the pieces. And then I'm going to go in and do 5 in white, or I'm just using ivory chalk paint. And I think that is going to be plenty of beads to string on the front of the chalkboard. Now, this kind of had a little bit of a rustic finish in the end, and I think it turned out really pretty. I like the colors. You could always switch out the gold for blue if you wanted the traditional red, white, and blue colors for this one too. But I'm trying to dupe mine a little bit. So I do go in and I kind of try to sand and rough up the edges of this red star, just because I was trying to make it look a little bit more rustic. But then I realized, you know, it's probably going to need to be thicker. So I do double that star up just to make it look a little bit more chunky. Now here is the twine that we're going to string all of our wood beads on. I thought I could use like a giant needle just to make stringing a little bit easier. But you know, you could always put a little hot glue on the end of your twine. That's going to work really well too. And I'm just trying to get my knot in my twine big enough to keep the wood beads on there. And then I'm just going to alternate the white, red, gold like they had on theirs. Now it's time for my star to be attached. I thought we could just attach that with hot glue. And then I am going to keep stringing my wood beads, alternating that same pattern. Until we use them all. And I do have some excess twine on the side, so we can kind of drape that around. Now, I wasn't super happy with my little red star, so I flip it over. I'm going to hot glue that back on my twine, but then I'm going to go in with a second one and hot glue that to the back, kind of sandwiching that around the rope, and it gave me that chunky feel for the star that I was really looking for. So once I get them glued together, I'm just roughing it up a little bit more. I just want the edges to look nice and, you know, rustic looking with the natural wood showing. I think that looks really good, and I think we can put this whole piece together now. So here's our little Let Freedom Ring chalkboard with our white Dollar Tree vinyl on there. And they had theirs kind of strung over here to the side with that star hanging down right above the M in freedom. And I'm just going to attach that to the back of my side. And this was a $5 chalkboard from the Target dollar spot. It was a nice size, but I think you can probably get just as good of a deal at, or a better deal at Dollar Tree, because they have some larger signs now too. Now, this had like the sawtooth hanger on the end, and we're going to have it like a horizontal sign, so I did just go ahead and remove that as well. And then we're going to string those wood beads right in the front, just trying to make sure that it's going to hang exactly where I want it to. And then just using my staple gun on the other side as well, and knotting my twine. I think this looks so cute. It looks so similar to the original piece and way less expensive. And then I'm just going to use that sawtooth hanger that was on the top. And we're going to just switch it over here to make it horizontal by screwing it right in here in the top. And here it is, our little Let Freedom Ring Kirkland's dupe.
And it actually looks just like the original. So if you see something like that you love a lot from an expensive store, don't be afraid to try to dupe it, especially if you have a Cricut, because cutting the vinyl out like this for the sign is actually pretty easy and it makes just a beautiful sign.
Okay, next DIY, I just went to the Dollar Tree and I picked up a red book, a white book, and a blue book. And I thought we could do a book stack, but like use real books. So I also picked up one of these like paper trays, like a food dish from Dollar Tree, because it had a great patriotic pattern on there. And I thought we could use that maybe for a book cover. Now, I just made sure that the ends were the colors that I wanted. So I have a red binding, a white binding, and a blue binding. That one book in the middle is actually blue and white, but really the part that you're going to be able to see there is the white. Now, I'm trimming down the tray, and I just want to make just a fun pattern that we can put on the top cover of our book. And I thought we would just do, just a simple book stack, but this time with real books. Now, the titles on these weren't exactly what I wanted them to say, and so we are going to update those as well to kind of make those more patriotic. I thought that was a little large for the top of that book cover, so I do trim that down a little bit. But I also have some more of those Dollar Tree patriotic window decals that I thought I could use for titles for the binding. So what I'm going to do is just paint over like the writing that was already on the blue one with some blue paint. And I do want that to look even, so I put down a little bit of painter's tape right there on the side and painted all the way over to it in case that part was visible. And just trying to cover up what was already there so we can kind of put our own titles on our little books. Now, the red book actually says America on it, so I do use that part. So I'm going to do Liberty on this one, and I just use some matte Mod Podge first, and then put the little decal on there, just the word Liberty. It's just the right size for this book, and I love the colors. To seal it on, I go over the whole thing with some more of the matte Mod Podge. Easy peasy, definitely easier than breaking out your Cricut. And then I wanted to do that cover with that food tray design. And so I Mod Podge that to the top of the book. And I'm just going to go over the top of it and seal the whole top of the book with that new cover. And you can also use Dollar Tree patriotic napkins, all different kinds of stuff if you want to kind of replace the cover of your book. Now this was the white book, and so I'm going to keep it white. Just going over it with some ivory acrylic to cover up what was already there. That one was really easy to do. And then this one is a little big, but you can always trim down these little window decals as well. This one says 4th of July with like a white wood background. So I just trim it down so it will fit. Put a layer of matte Mod Podge down, window decal, more matte Mod Podge, and give it a quick dry. Now, I was trying to decide if I wanted to leave just Reviving America on there, but I thought it was a little much because it has the authors, it's got everything, it says Reviving America, and so I thought I would save the America, but cover up everything else with red paint, so that's what I did. I had to take advantage of the America. So I'm just using red crimson chalk paint going over that book. It matches this book pretty well. And a couple coats to cover up was already on there. Cover up that gold foil writing. And then using some more of the decals from the Dollar Tree. I'm going to try to cover that up. This decal had just some patriotic stars on there. And I needed to kind of fill up this space over here to the left of America. So I just cut 4 of those stars down. And I'm just Mod Podging that to that side. Now I want to tie these together to make these look like a bundle of books. So we're going to kind of stack them like that. They kind of go by size too. And I'm just using some red and tan burlap from the Dollar Tree. It's kind of a chevron instead of a stripe, but I think it's going to work well for 4th of July too. And I just hot glue that to the bottom book and bundle those up with that. But you could always use whatever you have. Red, white, and blue, you're going to have lots of options for that. And secure that to the bottom where they're kind of bundled together like that. Now, I think this was really easy to do and super fun, and you can be super creative with this, but this is how my little real book stack turned out for 4th of July.
And I really kind of love the fact that it's made out of books. You can get super creative on these. You could even like decoupage like the patriotic napkins and stuff on the covers. That would be really cute too. Hey guys, have you checked out my new website yet? It's craftybeach.net. And it's my all new website for my YouTube channel. So every time I post a YouTube video, I'm going to be making a blog post over there. So each one has like a picture and an article that you can click on. If you click to it, you can go see a photo of all the DIYs I made in that video that you can pin on Pinterest or remember to make later. There's even the YouTube video included down below. And I'm going to have everything organized by season. I just started it this spring, so I have Easter, I have beach, I have 4th of July. I even have convenient links like my Amazon shop and my Etsy store for those cute crafting printables that you guys love. So be sure to check it out. It's my brand new website. I'm really excited about it. It's a lot of work, but I love it. It's craftybeach.net. Be sure to visit today.
Okay, this next DIY is going to be really easy. This is just a sign that I found at the Dollar Tree. It's already got a star on it. Gonna pop that one off to make it easier to paint everything. This one just says grateful, but I'm gonna convert it, make it a 4th of July sign. It's just a matter of getting it off with as little as damage as possible. It's kind of an envelope sign and it's got stars on the sides of it, so I think that's gonna work. Now for the little star that we popped off, I want it to be red. And so I'm just gonna paint it with some crimson red chalk paint. I probably should have painted it white first because it had some white writing on there and that would make it easier to paint red. But I forgot, so it's probably going to require a few coats to get good coverage. Now for the envelope sign, I love the wood with the white stars on the side, so definitely want to protect that. So I covered that with painter's tape, but for the front, I want it to look bright white. So I'm just using ivory chalk paint on that stained wood that was already on there to paint the front of our envelope sign white. And trying to clean up any paint that gets stuck down in the creases as well. I do want a slight distress look, and so I use some Antique Wax by Waverly and kind of distress all over that ivory to kind of give it that coastal farmhouse vibe that I love. And this was just a very quick patriotic sign. Whenever I find things from the Dollar Tree and stuff like that with stars, I always try to pick them up because I know they're going to make a great patriotic DIY. I had to go over that little red star many times to cover up the red white writing on there, but I did finally get it. So we're going to peel that off. It looks great with the white sign. With the little white stars all around the side, that's totally going to go with the patriotic feel. And then we can attach the little red heart right here in the middle. You know, that is kind of cute as is, but I thought I could use my Cricut and cut out a word. But you know what? This would be super easy to do with a white paint pen as well. This was just me being extra and probably wanting to use my Cricut. I know some of you guys are telling me that you have Cricuts and you have absolutely no idea how to use them, but don't be afraid. They're so useful for crafting. There's so many YouTube videos that you can teach yourself how to use them, and that's exactly what I did. So I was actually making two signs, the 1776 sign for my last patriotic DIY video, and this side. So I went ahead and cut them both out at the same time, just using some white vinyl. For this one, I'm gonna have it just say USA in that white, the skinny font, which looks very similar to Ray Dunn. Super easy, but again, this would be easy, really easy to do with a paint pen too if you wanted to. And I'm just pulling off some of my paper so I can line it up a little bit easier on the front of my red star. And we're just going to transfer that white vinyl right here to the front of it. And just a fun, easy way to take something from the Dollar Tree that wasn't actually, supposed to be patriotic, and definitely give it a lot of patriotic flair. And I think it looks really cute as well. I kind of like the distressed vibe of this. It really goes with my decor. It goes with my patriotic decor, but it also goes with my coastal decor. And this is how it turned out. I think it's super cute. I like the little envelope signs. I always think they're super fun.
And you don't have to use vinyl on it. If you have good handwriting, you can just use a white paint pen and get like the same kind of feel. I really like the Ray Dunn font like that. I think it looks really fun. I have lots of that in my home decor.
Okay, the next sign, we're going to do a really easy patriotic sign using some craft wood from the Dollar Tree, a window cling, and some of these great Scrabble letters. I got these Scrabble letters at Dollar General, but you know what? They have these at Dollar Tree now, so they're even cheaper whenever I see them in the wood. I pick them up. I don't like them as well in the black and white ones that they have, because then half the letters are black and half the letters are white. I find it a little bit harder to craft with, but I love the wood ones. Now, I find that this craft wood from the Dollar Tree looks great on one side, and then it's really rough on the other side. So you'll know which side you can kind of craft on with these. But I just use my sanding sponge from the Dollar Tree and clean it up a little bit. Now, I wanted to stain it to bring out that great wood grain in that Dollar Tree wood, and so I'm just using a thin coat of Antique Wax by Waverly from Walmart and going all over, and look at that beautiful stain. I wipe off the excess with just a paper towel, and it's gonna give me a great rustic background for a window decal. It's gonna kind of give me a very vintage looking 4th of July sign. Now, I was afraid you'd be able to see the sides since it's kind of a thick piece of wood, so I did go ahead and use the Antique Wax by Waverly on all 4 sides. Now, the one that I want to use for this DIY is the little red patriotic truck with the flag in the back, and it says 1776. The colors are great on this, and I thought this would look really good with the stained wood in the background, and then we could just spell out USA with some Scrabble letters just for fun. And that looks like it's just about the right size, so now we can go ahead and attach it. Like the sign we did earlier, I am going to use some matte Mod Podge and do a layer all over, because I do want that same sheen all over the sign. And then just lay our little red truck decal on the front. I always love all the little blue trucks. I use those a lot, but little red truck, definitely for 4th of July. And I just smooth out that window decal, try to get out any bubbles. This is like my Cricut brayer, and that does help kind of get it down, but you don't really have to have that. And then once I get it down, I go over the top of it with more of the matte Mod Podge. And actually, for this coat, I actually went in and used some of the gloss Mod Podge. I don't normally use that, but I did want this one to have more of a shiny gleam. So once I got it sealed, I go over it with the gloss just to make it shine a little bit better. I thought that might make it kind of match the window decal a little bit more, and I think it looked really pretty. Now it's time to attach USA. Super easy to glue down these little Scrabble tiles with just a little bit of hot glue. I've tried staining those little Scrabble tiles before. They don't stain real well, but I do give it a try. Just a little bit. I think they might be a little bit too sealed for that. But I did change the color of them slightly, I think. And this was just a quick, easy little USA sign. I think it's so cute. I do want to hang this one for the wall, from the wall. So I'm going to use some Dollar Tree twine and my staple guns. This is a nice thick sign. I can totally use my staple gun for this. And it's so easy to make a sign hanger with this. You can just knot your twine. And I'm trying to find my center so I kind of can hang this more evenly. And then just using a staple gun, I can staple those to the back. You could also use a sawtooth hanger. I love the ones that just tap in with a hanger, with a hammer. I think they're the easiest. And here is our little red truck USA sign.
I think staining that craft wood from the Dollar Tree really makes it look high end. You can see that warm, rich color and all of the wood grain in there. And then just adding a window decal like that is just such a quick, easy DIY to add something festive to your decor.
Okay, this one's going to be really fun. I thought I could use some of these little wood arrow signs from the Dollar Tree to make them look like fireworks or like rockets for the 4th of July. And that and some of the Dollar Tree window clings. So first thing I'm doing is just trying to remove the hangers that were on the little wood arrow signs from the Dollar Tree. I picked up 2 of the longer ones and 1 of the shorter one for a little bit of variety. Now, the shorter one does have holes from the hanger, so I did have to fill those up with a little bit of spackle first, but the other 2 are good to go. They just had like the wood twine stapled to the back. I want to do traditional colors on these. I want to do like a red, white, and blue bottle rocket or firework, if you will, and kind of put these all together to do a fun little whimsical 4th of July DIY. So this arrow rocket is going to be bright red, so I'm using crimson chalk paint on this one. And just going all over. And this is just going to be another really quick, easy, fun, patriotic DIY. This one is going to be blue. I believe the color I used on this one was ocean. But you can use whatever blue you like to use for your patriotic decor. This would be really cute in the lighter blue colors that I use for coastal as well. And then for the shorter one, I am just going to use some ivory for my white. I always prefer ivory as opposed to like a bright white. It just goes with my decor better in my home. Then I'm going to go over the top of it with some matte Mod Podge because we're going to put on some window decals. This one here in the front is going to be front and center. And so I want it to be a cute little sign as well. So I used the USA little wood block window decal and just glued that down, sealing it down some more with some Mod Podge. And I kind of want to put them together like this where rockets are shooting out in all directions. So, you know, part of the red and the blue rocket are going to be covered, but you will be able to see the top. So I kind of needed some smaller things to decorate. So I'm going to use some of the red, white, and blue stars from that same window decal sheet to kind of decorate those, give those a little patriotic flair. You could also draw on some fireworks like exploding. That would be really easy to do with just some lines, like some little asterisks almost with a paint pen. That would be really cute as well. And so to secure the window decals to the wood, I'm just going to do some more Mod Podge and lay down the decals and Mod Podge those on. And I want this to be kind of like a standing sign, like a shelf sitter decoration. And so I'll show you how I go ahead and put this whole thing together to kind of make it stand up in my decor. And just sealing down that last rocket. Don't really need to decorate the bottom of those because you won't be able to see it. And this is how I'm going to kind of pile it all together. I'm just going to use any kind of wood block sign. This was something that I got on clearance at Target Dollar Spot. Just a tiny sign. And I just kind of want those to be in there in a certain direction. So I did kind of mark on there so I'll know where to go back and line those up as well when I go ahead to put all of these together. So I'm just going to use hot glue. Hot glue the first rocket on my little chunky wood sign. And we're just going to kind of layer these little rockets one by one, kind of shooting out in all directions. So I marked this one too, so I know exactly where to put it, because you kind of have to work fast with hot glue. And hot glue that one going out the other direction. Trying to keep everything flat and level. And this shorter one is great because it's going to kind of cover everything else that's going on behind it, because it's nice and wide. And we can just attach this one straight on top. Again, just using hot glue, and this was just a fun little whimsical idea I had to make some fireworks out of some of the arrow signs from Dollar Tree. Always looking for fun, inventive ways to decorate. Once I got those on there, I thought maybe I might need one more star. I had a little bit of room on each one of those back rockets, and so I do the same thing. I just map Mod Podge 2 more stars on, and I think that looks really fun. I do kind of want to make it look a little bit rustic though, so I am going to distress mine ever so slightly with some antique wax by Waverly. If that's not your vibe, totally leave yours bright red, white, and blue, but I wanted mine to look old and rustic. And so just kind of working in one direction, using a chunky brush from the Dollar Tree, I just distress all over, wiping off any of the excess with a paper towel, and this is how it turned out. Our little red, white, and blue fireworks using some signs from the Dollar Tree.
And I did something kind of similar in the video that I put out 2 days ago. I made yard stakes with Dollar Tree arrows, really kind of high-end wood yard stakes with the arrows for fireworks. I just love that idea.
Now, the next 2 Patriotic DIYs, super easy. I thought we could use some of these little white tile signs from the Dollar Tree. And they're great because they come in these little frames. And I thought, you know, it doesn't really matter what they say on them. We can make them patriotic if we give it a try. So again, I'm using some trusty window clings from the Dollar Tree, and I thought we can make some little tiny patriotic signs. These would be great for a patriotic tier tray for the 4th of July, but they'd also be great just to sit around anywhere. And I am just painting over what was already on the signs. I found one of them popped out really easily from the frame. The other one, not so much, so I just left one in there and painted them like that. Now, basically, I'm covering up the design on those so that I can have a clean background, and I'm going to do Land of the Free with the little tan star on this one, just using some matte Mod Podge to secure that to the white tile, and going over the top of it with a little bit of more. These small signs like this are so easy to make from with these kind of signs from the Dollar Tree. And I kind of want them to look like framed out like that. So this one, I kind of go over with white. I kind of want like the frame to be on the front. And since that was the back, it was already white. So perfect. And I do Happy 4th of July on that one. It's even got like a square frame. It looks really similar to the frame that's on there. And I secured that one down with matte Mod Podge. And since I made that one with like the frame on the front, I'm going to do the same thing with this one. And I'm going to secure this back in with a little hot glue to tack that in. And there is our little Land of the Free sign. These were so easy to put together. And just another fun, easy, patriotic DIY you can make with just a couple of items from the Dollar Tree. So here is our little Land of the Free sign. It has like a white wood background, so that works out well with a white background. And then our little Happy 4th of July sign.
I buy window clings from Dollar Tree almost exclusively to make signs with, especially ones like this that have like the smaller pieces. They just make great small signs. And again, these would look really great like on a tier tray or just sitting around for your decor. So cute. And if you don't find any at Dollar Tree, you can also find them at Walmart, Dollar General, and the such. They're so cute and there's so many options.
Okay, this is a little red truck. Now, this is the version that they have at Dollar General. It was $3 instead of $1.25, but as you can see, it's a lot better than the one from the Dollar Tree. It is no glitter. It's painted really nice. The flag's really cute. It's got like a metal bumper. I think it's worth it. And so I thought we could try to make it into a cute little patriotic planter for a 4th of July. Now, I was trying to think, I don't really have 2 of them to put, you know, on each side of the little wood crates from the Dollar Tree. So I need to kind of make a stand for the back that will be about the same height as the tires. So I decided that the little tiny Jenga blocks from Dollar Tree would work for that. 3 of them were about the same size as the tire, and I'm going to use 2 of these little wood crates from the Dollar Tree together to make one long planter blocks. You could just do the bed of the truck, but I'm going to kind of do the entire truck and make it into a cute little flower box. I do use a combination of wood glue and hot glue on these, and I just stick them together, 3 on top of each other to make 2 little legs for the other side. It's cheaper to do it this way, but you know, if you had another truck, you could put a truck on the other side. But you probably wouldn't be able to see it because it would have to be going like the same direction, you know? So everything would kind of be blocked. And so I kind of want it to blend in. So I'm just going to go in and paint it with like some crimson, red chalk paint, about the same color as the truck, just to kind of make it blend in with the little box and the truck. And just try to clean up any extra glue. Sometimes I use too much glue when I glue this together. I swear, people make so many things out of these little Jenga blocks from Dollar Tree. It kind of blows my mind. Okay, now it's time to paint our little planter boxes. I don't need to paint everything. That would be a little too much. So I'm only going to paint like the areas that you can see. So you're going to be able to see the back. You're going to be able to see a side. And you're going to be able to see like maybe the top rim. That way, when I glue everything else together, it's going to be more secure, I think, if you just glue the raw wood than if you glue like a painted surface. So I'm going to do the same thing on the other one. I'm going to do the end and the back, and then just the top. No need to paint it really if you don't need to. And we're just going to put the 2 together like that, making a longer box. And then we can fill that up with some patriotic flowers. I've done different versions of like the little truck boxes where like for fall, like I've done like the bed of the truck like sticking out towards you. And I've actually taken 2 of the trucks together and made like a 3D truck for a fall DIY too. Those were super fun to do. And I just glue the 2 crates together using some Dollar Tree clamps to help that wood glue secure that. I want this to be nice and strong. And I'm going to use wood glue to attach the truck, but also a little hot glue to get it going. That's going to glue it right now. And then the wood glue is going to make this nice and strong. And how cute is that little truck from Dollar General? Sometimes they have some really good finds there as well. I like the addition of like the little metal bumper on the bottom. I think that's so cute. And then we just need to attach the little legs that we did before. And I'm going to use wood glue, hot glue combination, not a whole lot of room. I don't think you're supposed to mix them, so I'm trying to keep them separate if I can. And I'm just gluing those on the back of the boxes, kind of even with the tires to make this a nice level box that'll stand up on its own. It is super cute, but you know what I'm going to do next, right? Yeah, I'm probably going to distress it. Yep. So I'm going to distress it with a chunky brush and some ivory just to give it a little bit of character. It was maybe all 1-2 color for me. And I'm also going to distress my boxes as well because why not? I like it. Okay, I think that looks really good. Now we can fill this with flowers. First, I'm going to use some Dollar Tree foam, and we're going to fill in those little boxes here in the back. So this is just a way that you can use a sign like that, but you can use it for a different purpose. You don't have to use it as a sign for the wall. You can make it into something functional like this. And here are our red, white, and blue flowers from the Dollar Tree. These are already all together like on one strand, red, white, and blue, which is really cool. I found that it wanted to like kind of fall around a little bit. So I decided I better hot glue my foam down. I just want it to be a little bit stronger and I don't want it to tip over when I'm putting the flowers in there. So I can put this outside if I need to. And then I am just going to kind of start arranging the red, white, and blue flowers all around. They're super cute. Some of these just have the flowers like that. Some of them have like the little red, white, and blue like berries. Like this one does. Just kind of whatever you can find. And I just want it to look nice and full. This one's got like different kinds of flowers in there, but there's still the red, white, and blue. So I think that's going to look fun, all the different variety. And I decided against going with the berries, and I tried to just kind of do flowers on this one. And there's always, you just need like maybe one more. No, I need one more. Maybe one more right there. Kind of peeking out from behind the little window of the truck. Or maybe not. Maybe a leaf would be better. And then I just kind of fluff them up, make sure it's super full. And then I didn't want you to be able to see the foam, so I did take a little of the reindeer moss from Dollar Tree and just kind of worked it all the way around, just to make sure that you can't see any foam in the final product. Isn't that cute? We have our little red truck, our little freedom truck planter.
And if you just wanted to do the bed of the truck with the flowers, I think that would look really cute too. You might need to get two of like the truck signs to put on each side just to kind of make a stand for it though. I was just using one, so we just made it work.
Okay, the next DIY, I picked up these little ceramic coasters at Dollar Spot for $3. I liked that they were round, and I thought they'd be really easy to DIY. So I went and I used my Cricut print and cut feature and printed out these cute little patriotic gnomes just on some cardstock, and then use the print to cut. It cut them out perfectly. So I think I have these images, so I'll try to share these images below if you would like to recreate. But this is going to be so easy. All I did was put Mod Podge down. We're going to lay down our little patriotic gnomes. And I love a good seasonal coaster, so I thought these would be perfect. Aren't they cute? I found this image on Canva, I believe, and I'm gonna Mod Podge it probably more than you think because I do want it to be sealed so that I can actually use these for some patriotic coasters. I'm always looking for a fun idea for coasters. I've used sublimation in the past, but this is a great way that you can do it with just a printer. And if you don't have a Cricut to do the print and cut, you could always just cut them out yourself. But wasn't that easy? And you can get some really cute coasters at Dollar Tree anymore. I know they have the wood slice ones.
Or you can buy the actual square coasters and just paint them white or whatever color you want them to be first. Or you can even add some scrapbook paper as a background.
Now this is going to be quick and easy. This is one of the little land of the free patriotic gnome garden flags from the Dollar Tree. And I thought we could make a quick, easy little sign with this. I found these little poster hangers at Target Dollar Spot. They're totally not necessary. You could do this with Dollar Tree craft wood, but the little metal clamps on there were very cool. So this was like $3. It's 2 pieces of wood together with a clamp that holds them together. So it's just going to make everything that much easier. But again, if you wanted to use like some Dollar Tree craft wood, I think that would work really well too. You could just glue them together or secure that in some way. And so that's what we're going to do. Now, I thought I like the wood, but I don't really love the finish. And so I thought maybe we could try staining it. And so I'm just going to go over the little poster hanger with some antique wax by Waverly and really bring out that beautiful wood grain on that. I'm only going to do like the top piece because that's the only one you're going to be able to see. But how cool are these poster hangers? It's like the same exact size as the little garden flag. It kind of gave me that idea that that would be a quick, easy way to hang them. I love DIYing with the garden flags from the Dollar Tree because they have such cute ones. With one of my beach videos that I just did recently, I showed how you could also attach them to the wood shelf signs and make like a slatted hanging sign. And that turned out really cute with like the little beach chairs. I have that hanging out in my Florida room right now. And so now that we have them stained, I'm just going to go ahead and try to put this together. These have these little clamps. So I'm going to go ahead and put the flag in first, and then the clamp, I think, is the way you're supposed to do it. They are kind of tight, which I guess is good because it's going to make it hold better. And it's just a matter of getting it together. Now, the flags are a little bit wrinkly. It was kind of bothering me, so I thought, let's go in and give it a quick iron. Otherwise, I don't know how long it's going to take for those, like, wrinkles to, like, iron their way out of there. I cover it with a little wax paper first, just because I don't know, Dollar Tree fabric tends to melt on me, and I'm just using my Cricut Easy Press to just do a quick iron on that. Just so we can smooth that out a little bit. That's really folded up well in that package. It's just going to make it look better, I think, in the end. And now we can just attach our bottom hanger. And this would be great if you were hanging this outside too. It's going to kind of weigh down the bottom. And so hopefully it will stay put. Super easy, cute little patriotic DIY for the 4th of July. Now, I wanted to kind of hang mine with a string, and so I'm just going to use some twine and kind of feed it through my bracket here. And we can just make a quick, easy little twine hanger that we can hang on the wall. And I kind of hung this in my entryway. I thought it was really cute for the 4th of July. And I just loop that and tie that at the top. And we have a hanger. Now let me show you what this cute little garden flag looks like hanging on my wall in my entryway.
They have so many great designs of these, and as you can see, they look great indoors as well, or you could even hang them on your home like this. Now, the clips and the wood bars made these easier, but it'd be really easy to create with some Dollar Tree craft wood, just kind of sandwiching the flag in between, and of course, weighing down the bottom. It's going to make it actually stay better flat against your wall.
Let's do some sublimation just for fun. I want to show you guys how you can make your own 4th of July pillows. I picked up these pillow covers on Amazon. I do have them linked in my shop below. I believe. I'll double check that. And then I thought we could make our own patriotic pillows with sublimation. I have an Epson like large printer that I converted for sublimation. I think I have that available in my Amazon shop as well. Sublimation is really fun. If you haven't seen it or done it, I really love it because you can make your own stuff. Usually you need to do sublimation like on a lighter color, polyester. These are special 100% polyester pillow covers. And they sell them for sublimation, kind of a sublimation blank. But I'm going to show you how you can also use some items from Dollar General as well. Now, the reason I cut it up into smaller pieces is because I don't have like a large heat press. I just have my Cricut Easy Press. And so I kind of have to piece it together and make it work. Now, I am using a heat mat. I did put a piece of paper inside the pillowcase because it will sublimate all the way through on the other side, which can mess up the other side of the pillow. And I am using this special heat tape that I get on Amazon to secure that to it that will hold up with the heat. And then I like to cover mine with a little copy paper first to protect my Easy Press from getting all of the ink on it as well. But sublimation, basically, it gets the ink really hot, sublimates into the fabric, and it makes a permanent design on there. So it's really fun. Now, this one, I designed land that I love, and I did like a silhouette of the United States. And then I put a star everywhere our family has lived, just for fun. We lived in Missouri, we've lived in Pennsylvania, back to Missouri, and now good old Florida. So Florida's red because that's where we're at now. And it's always fun to kind of personalize your DIYs because, hey, why not? You can, right? Now, you do want to kind of avoid the zipper when you're doing sublimation. But I think that turned out really cute. What do you guys think about that one? I wanted to do like some patriotic like sayings, pictures. But you can also use like free printable stuff that you find online. Basically anything that you want, you can print it out on a sublimation printer. And it's just like a t-shirt print. You want to reverse it when you print it out. So you print everything out like reverse. And I kind of want this one to be two-sided. So now I'm going to go in and do the same thing here on the other side. And I'm just using standard temp and time on my sublimation, which is 400 degrees for 1 minute. I try not to overlap too much with my heat when I do it because I find that you do get some ghosting. Sometimes some weird stuff happens. But I hate that I have to break it up into smaller parts because I do have a large format printer, so I can print really big stuff like this. I probably need to invest in a heat press. It's just those things are so big. I don't know where the heck I would put them, right? And that's what I mean when you press it twice. Sometimes you can get a little bit of fading in color. So I should have been more careful with that bottom one. But I'm just going to go ahead and put a pillow inside, and this one's going to be ready to go. You know, for Christmas and was it Valentine's Day? Dollar Tree had some pillow covers, kind of similar, like seasonal pillow colors, which was great. I haven't seen any, though, for the 4th of July. Have you guys seen any? And I'm also protecting my little mat because with some wax paper. Because I have sublimated right on that too. Now, this is another cheaper option. I picked up this pillow at Dollar General for $5, and it said 100% polyester, so I thought this might work, but it is a pillow that, like, I can't really take the insert out of. So, you know what? We're going to try it, see if it works. I found this image online, God Bless America. I think this was just a free printable. I don't think this was anything that I made. And I had to cut it in two, of course, because my Cricut heat press is not that big. Cover it with some copy paper. And then I'm just going to, I was worried about the pressure. So I just pushed down with my Cricut Easy Press for 1 minute at 400 degrees. And as you can see, I was crossing my fingers because I was like, I don't know if this is going to work because it's not flat. But you know what? It actually worked pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and put the bottom part on here so that I have it lined up bright. And then I can go ahead and remove the paper here on top. It turned out pretty good. And we're just going to say God Bless America on this one with a little flag heart, which I'm going to try to protect with some paper as well. Because again, I'm going to have to go in there and kind of smush this down. I'm always trying to find something to do sublimation on. So I'm always reading tags, looking for 100% polyester because how fun is that, right? It did kind of make some dents in there from me pushing down the heat press, but I'm sure those will come out all on their own. And I might as well do the other side. I found another like Patriotic printable. Pretty easy to find that kind of stuff online. If you search for like free printable, if you don't want to design it yourself. And this was like a whole page, so I just kind of cut it in half. And we're going to do half at a time and kind of make a two-sided pillow. But this one's going to have like different thing on each side. You know, you could do this for 2 different holidays and just turn it, you know, from spring to Easter or something like that. But super fun. So I wanted to throw this in there because these were patriotic and sublimation's really fun. Now, if you want to buy, I think some people like maybe on Etsy, you can buy images like people have already printed out on sublimation paper. If you don't want to go as far as getting a printer and converting it and stuff like that, it can be kind of expensive to get it all set up. You can probably just buy the images and do sublimation yourself. But we got all of that on there. And the Pledge of Allegiance. Aren't these cute? So this is the pillow cover that I got on Amazon. And I've made these for a couple different holidays. I've made them for like St. Patrick's Day, 4th of July. Super cute. I love the brown. It kind of looks burlappy. Kind of looks coastal to match my home. But look, the Dollar General one turned out super cute as well. Even though I couldn't really take the insert out, I was impressed with how well it turned out.
I've had really good luck finding those pillows at Dollar General. You just have to make sure they're 100% polyester, and you can get them just about anywhere. I like to wait until they go on clearance, if it's at Target or something like that. But you know, Dollar Tree Plus has pillows now. I haven't found any plain polyester ones there yet, but hopefully they will get them in. They seem to kind of carry the same kind of stuff like Five Below and Dollar General has.
Okay, so I wanted to try another chunky star DIY. So I picked up 2 more of these little wood chunky stars from Dollar Tree, and I wanted to make little shelf sitters that look kind of like the flag, right? So they have holes in them because they're actually like ornaments. So I'm just going in and filling up the hole with some spackle from the Dollar Tree. I didn't really want to use spackle on this project because we're going to try sublimation on this. I love to experiment with sublimation, and I had heard that you could do sublimation on just plain wood without coating it first with anything. Like a lot of times they tell you to use some of the laminating sheets on there or coating it with polyacrylic and stuff. But I just wanted to try just the plain wood and see if we could get that to work. So this is totally an experiment. It kind of worked. It's not perfect, but I want to protect the sides because I want to leave them just the raw wood. And I know sublimation can tend to travel, so I'm using some of that heat tape. I get that on Amazon as well. And I also got that tape dispenser on Amazon because it makes it a lot easier to use that. And then I printed out 2 squares. One with a blue and white star pattern that I found online. And then the other one we're going to do flag stripes. And so it's big enough to cover the whole thing. I go in just a standard 400 degrees for 1 minute with my Cricut Easy Press. While that's doing it, I'm going to go ahead and tape off my other star. And let's see if it worked. This is how it turned out. Now, wasn't super happy. It did transfer. It wasn't quite even. I don't know if it was the grain of the wood. You can kind of see a little bit of variation, but we are going to touch these up in a minute to try to make them look a little bit brighter, because when I've done sublimation on Dollar Tree canvases and stuff like that, if I add a little polyacrylic to the end, it makes them brighter. So I thought maybe I could do that with these as well. So I went in and I printed another square. This is the red and the white stripes. on my sublimation printer, large enough for the star, and we're going to do this again. Again, I taped off all of the sides with my heat tape to make sure that it doesn't bleed down the sides, and then I cover it with some copy paper, and I go in 400 degrees for 1 minute, kind of checking out my stars. I think my stripes turned out better than my stars. Again, it's not like really a deep color, but it's kind of cool. So the red and the white, like the white really doesn't do any kind of color, so it kind of just left it like a natural wood color, which I'm totally cool with. And this is what I'm going to use to try to brighten them. It's the Rust-Oleum matte finish. It gives me kind of the same results as a polyacrylic, makes the colors brighter, and it seals them. So I sprayed them down with that. It did make the colors bolder, and it did seal it down, but I did still have a little bit of a discoloration on the blue star one. So I wasn't perfectly happy with that, but I kind of wanted them to look rustic anyway, so I think that they're going to work. And so that is how they turned out, our little sublimation just on plain wood, chunky stars from the Dollar Tree, just to kind of see if it was going to work.
And actually, I was kind of pleasantly surprised. It's a fun way to do it without getting a glossy coat. That's one reason I don't like to use a lot of the acrylic primers on these. But with Dollar Tree, you can kind of experiment on materials like this. Okay, you've made it all the way to the final reveal. I hope you enjoyed today's 15 patriotic DIYs. Lots of fun DIYs that I've made so far here on my channel. You'll have to let me know in the comments below which one was your favorite. Your comments really do help my videos. And enjoy the final reveal.
America. In America, in America. If you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. If you can make it here, you can make it.
Thank you so much for making it all the way to the end of today's videos. That always helps. And I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to all my Crafty Beach Bum members for supporting my channel here on YouTube. Thank you to Karen O'Haron, Melinda Elizabeth, Jamie Job, Susan Edmonds, Tracy Knight, Nancy Wunner, Janae Farrington, Julie Miller, Pamelia Wren, Maria Grace, Donna Schreiner, Sandy C., Debbie DeLay, Ariana's Mama, Live Another Day, and Tracy Wooldridge. Thank you so much for supporting my channel. I really appreciate each and every one of you. If you'd like to join, just hit the join button under today's video. It's $4.99 a month. You're going to get early ad-free access to my videos, and you can cancel any time. Would you like more 4th of July DIYs? I've got you covered. Check out this DIY video right here. And until next time, happy crafting.